President Uhuru Kenyatta is rattled. The president is very bitter and very angry with his deputy for officially declaring war with him by sponsoring a candidate in Kiamba parliamentary by-election. And the president is now crafting a super alliance which he hopes is going to stop William Samoei Ruto from succeeding him as the next president of the Republic of Kenya. As a matter of fact, I'm not saying William Ruto cannot become the next president of the Republic of Kenya. William Ruto can become the next president of the Republic of Kenya, but not with President Uhuru Kenyatta's support. Uhuru Kenyatta has decided that he's going to do everything possible to stop William Samoei Ruto. So in this video, I want us to look at the new strategy which the president is going to use to stop his deputy. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Please give this video a thumbs up and you can also share it. And that's the only way you can support this channel. Now let us get back to the main issue. Nobody would have imagined that Ruto and Uhuru were going to go into 2022 general election using different political parties. William Ruto is undermining President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta is undermining his deputy. Basically, these two gentlemen have betrayed each other. So William Ruto is doing everything possible to ensure that he becomes the next president of the Republic of Kenya. President Uhuru Kenyatta has also decided finally that he's not going to support his deputy. So he has embarked on crafting a coalition, a super alliance. The question within that coalition or that super alliance is just one: who is going to be their presidential candidate? That's the question within that coalition. But the president is keen on that coalition. Remember, I once opined on this platform that after Raila Odinga fell out with the NASA principle, which was one of his biggest political mistakes ever, President Uhuru Kenyatta then started bringing together the former NASA principles through an alliance which was being called One Kenya Movement. One Kenya Movement's objective was simple: to ensure that the former NASA principles are together. And then I also opined on in one of my videos that the president actually challenged the former NASA principles and Gideon Moi to all of them rally behind Raila Odinga. Basically what the president was telling them that Raila Odinga is your leader. So the rest of you guys go and line up behind him. Give him the presidential running mate, give him the prime minister, and give him the two deputy prime ministers. But the president is not ending there. President Uhuru Kenyatta is also reaching out to Mukisa Kitui. At some point, Kenyans were like, Mukisa Kitui is going to be the presidential candidate. Of course, the president has not fully settled on Raila Odinga because there are several other factors. But as things stand today, that is best bet. So Mukisa Kitui was brought on board. Again, why was Mukisa Kitui brought on board? Mukisa Kitui was brought on board when Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi started giving problems. And then the president is also working closely with Charity Ngilu and Alfred Mutua. Because if Ruto were to get either Charity Ngilu or Alfred Mutua, then I'm certain he's likely to give Kalonzo Musyoka trouble in Ukambani. But with these two guys also being brought closer, it means he's locking out the deputy president in that region. And then there is the Peter Kenneth and Anne Waiguru. These two gentlemen, I'm sure, they've really failed the president. They've not operated or performed as per the expectation. But the president has been trying so hard to bring them closer so that they can play at the national level. And today, Raila Odinga held a meeting at Orange House. Why do you think this meeting was held? The truth of the matter is that the president has tasked Raila Odinga with one role. Please take charge of these campaigns nationally. Remember, Raila Odinga has been unwell. and he has recovered. So Raila Odinga has been told, go outside there, reorganize your party, and then reach out to your coalition partners. And that's why Raila Odinga is currently reaching out to Hassan Joho, and he's also reaching out to Salim Vuria. And Hassan Joho, Salim Vuria, and the Kilifi governor, Amason Jeffa Kingi. He hopes that with the support of these three governors from the coastal region, they will be able to actually shield the coastal region very far away from the grip of the Deputy President William Ruto. So the meeting at Orange House is significant. Again, I was talking of the Kisumu event, which is next week. Next week, the president will symbolically take a train from Naivasha to Kisumu with Raila Odinga. And that will mark the beginning of the Building Bridges Initiative campaigns. And then you can also go back and figure out the president's statement during Musalia Mudavadi's mother burial. What did the president say? The president was very categorical that the presidency of the Republic of Kenya has actually rotated between two tribes for a long time. The truth of the matter is that there is need to allow other tribes to also take the leadership of this country. And that's one of the platforms Raila, Uhuru, and this group are going to go out there to tell their people. So basically, they'll go to Western Kenya and tell the people of Western Kenya that enough is enough. The Kikuyus have had their day and they've had their time. Enough is enough. The Kalenjins have had their day, they've had their time. So it is time for someone else. And that's why if Raila Odinga is going to be chosen, it's just going to be chosen like a Mandela moment, one term, so that someone can also take over. But if they're going to agree on a compromise candidate, then it's going to be a different ball games. So basically, President Uhuru Kenyatta's strategy is simple: rally the NASA principles, consolidate Jubilee support, and then the coastal region, if they are trying to lean towards their coast-based political party, allow them, and then cause friction or confusion. I want to ask you a question. How far is the coast-based political party doing politically? I think they disappeared along the way. So Uhuru Kenyatta's thinking is four. Uhuru Kenyatta believes that politics is a game of numbers because he was a presidential candidate. And he believes that these numbers, Ruto doesn't have them. He has the Kikuyus, which is making him bold, but those Kikuyu votes are really not his. And he has the Kalenjin, and he's trying to reach out to other republics. So the president believes so well that when it comes to numbers, the deputy president doesn't have. But who has the numbers? The president believes that the numbers are in NASA. So if he can consolidate the NASA through one Kenya alliance, then Raila Odinga, then he brings his Jubilee, those who are sympathetic to him, on board, then the president believes that that ticket will easily defeat the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto. But there's a challenge. Can Musalia Mudavadi support Raila Odinga in 2022? And if he's going to support Raila Odinga in 2022, what about his backyard? Because the Luhya nation also wants someone to run. What about Kalonzo Musyoka? If Kalonzo Musyoka is not going to run, do you think he's going to have a chance against the deputy president in the larger company? These loopholes is likely to give the deputy president some fighting chance. But the president believes so well that game of numbers, Raila Odinga has those numbers. Why? Because Raila Odinga contested for the presidency, and the president believes that he lost, probably unfairly. So that's number one. Number two, the president also believes that the ODM stronghold is still intact. And that if Raila Odinga can go and consolidate that ODM stronghold, then what he needs is just to get the support of One Kenya Alliance. So this is why you are seeing Raila Odinga going to Orange House for a meeting. And one thing I know is that Raila Odinga is going to revamp ODM completely. Several heads at that secretariat will be going, so that new people, a new team, is going to be brought on board. In fact, Raila Odinga is planning to do something which is different from the way he has operated. His campaigns is going to be led by very young people. His strategy is that he wants to use the strategy which Jaramogi Oginga used. Jaramogi was old, and then he was surrounded by the young thugs. So that's basically what Raila Odinga is going to do, to consolidate that his support base. And Uhuru believes that the support base of Raila, if well taken care of, then you just bring the Jubilee, and then Raila Odinga is home and dry. And the other thing they are planning is a rerun. And I'm going to explain why that rerun is going to be important and why Justin Muturi is being brought on board. So the third thinking in Uhuru Kenyatta's corner is that the deep state is going to play a factor. Deep state will play a factor in terms of who is the IBC chair, the security apparatus, who will be who. And I want to give you, they've tested this and it has worked for them. In Kibera, William Ruto had set up all the system. He had appointed a Kalenjin to oversee that election. He had placed very strategic security guys within Kibera. Then just a day to the election, at night, all those people were changed. It happened also in Ganda Ward. The same thing happened, I think, was it in Msambweni? Although in Msambweni, these guys wanted to teach Raila a political lesson. So the deep state, he believes, is going to play a key role, because that's the other thing Raila Odinga has always lacked. And the other thinking in President Uhuru Kenyatta's corner is the regional politics, creating regional kingpins. And that's why the president and his team have been trying to create Musalia Mudavadi from Western Kenya. They also been trying to create Gideon Moi in Rift Valley specific areas. They've also been trying to create Fred Matiang'i in Kisii, but Matiang'i spoiled for himself. They've been trying to create Joho, at the same time trying to create Mvurya, at the same time trying to create Amason Kingi at the coast. So basically the president believes that the politics in Kenya is majorly, and this is the honest truth, the politics in Kenya is majorly tribal. So if you approach the politics through a tribal lens, then you are able to come up with a team which can actually bring the desired numbers. So basically, that's the other thinking. And lastly, is dealing with Ruto in the larger Mount Kenya region. Now, this is how they plan to deal with Ruto in the larger Mount Kenya region. Whether they are going to succeed, I don't know, because so far, Ruto has really entrenched himself in the larger Mount Kenya region. The strategy is simple. Have several people running for the presidency. So far, one guy, and this is the only guy they've laid their eyes on, Justin Muturi. Justin Muturi was coronated as the leader or the spokesperson of the Kikuyu community. I've seen so many people say that is a Ruto's guy. The truth of the matter is that Justin Muturi is a project of the president and is a project of the system. Justin Muturi comes from Ebu. So the idea again here is that with Justin Muturi running, the other Mount Kenya regions will support him in the hope that the Kikuyus will also support him. So if Muturi is going to run, then the Embus are likely to support him. Because you also saw how the members of parliament from those regions, I mean the governors from those regions actually supported and endorsed his bid. Kiraitu endorsed, Mudumbi Ndoki, the Tharaka Nithi governor. You saw how Wambora, those governors endorsed him. So basically these regions are going to endorse him. And by endorsing him and by supporting him, it means they are going to get numbers. And some of these numbers would probably have gone to the deputy president. So if Justin Muturi is going to contest, who is going to lose? William Samoei Ruto. Because we are not sure that most of those guys who are going to vote for Justin Muturi were actually going to vote for Raila Odinga. And then there's going to be a strategy to create voter apathy. The Kikuyus are going to be told that really there's nothing, yeah? And we've seen it happening in Georgia. Let's hope the numbers are going to increase. But if the numbers are going to be 18 or 20% again in Kiamba, then these guys shall have managed the deputy president. But William Ruto is also not sleeping. He's a very shrewd politician. Let us wait and see how he's going to react to all these schemes. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day.